It actually did it the first time. I cannot believe it. Usually it takes like 2 or 3 tries to get onto the live stream. Anyway, guys, welcome aboard. I'm just going to hang out here for a bit. If you guys want to join in, put in your 2 bits worth. It's a very warm day here. It's, I guess, around 28.5 degrees Celsius. So I left work early today. It was just too freaking hot to work out there. I left work at 12:30. And hello. It has even got a little hotter out here. Got just a little hotter out here. Hey, talking to you. Got just a little hotter out here, folks. That's my babe. I see
The
one.
hummingbirds have been zipping around. See the sambucus? It's all blooming.
I love that tree.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd like to have one of those in our new garden.
What is the one we have over there that I bought?
That's a different one. I bought that at
Different
Country
variety.
Grocer when it was small. So the thing might have taken them. That there's a pineapple bloom over there, right on the edge.
Right.
Little one, right. I just tucked it in the edge. Looks like it's still green.
Maybe.
So we'll see. I'll take another one later on
Yeah.
because I'd like to have one in our new yard.
Well, you should be doing them now because it's growing.
I know.
Right.
Yeah.
Now
And I
it's-
got the fatsia in there too.
Now
Look, see
it's
the fatsia is
growing.
growing. See it? I stuck one in the side.
Yeah, I
It's
know.
growing like a weed.
You could stick one in one of the lilac pots.
Well, that one actually broke off, so I cut it back and stuck it in. Caterpillars are climbing up the edge. Look at that. Probably gonna eat your petunias. We're infested with caterpillars here. It wasn't bad until about a week ago or so because they walked all the way up the slope, all the way apart. Cheers. No, that's not a beer. It's called Aha Sparkling Water Beverage. It is blueberry pomegranate. I'm keeping an eye on that 1925. Okay? Keeping an eye on that 1925. Thanks for helping me last night.
Man, you get a nice home in Texas.
I know it's cheap down there.
It's like a mansion.
Cheaper than here.
But it's 714, so it'd be like a little over $1 million. But nice homes, like amazing.
714, so 34,000 on each 100,000. Oh yeah, it would be it'd be just over.
But
now.
it's like a $2 million home here, like the way it looks.
It'd be even cheaper in Arkansas, or how about Northern Florida? Bet you Northern Florida's cheap too.
This guy does.
There's your
videos.
butterfly. Look at him.
Yeah,
Where do you get a picture of that thing?
there's so many. Don't.
No, I'm not getting you. I want the butterfly.
Oh, there he is.
Ah, where'd he go?
Hopefully he'll be back. Is that the symbol?
The monarchs keep. Oh, hi, Abstract Tongue. How are things in Illinois? It's warm here. It's about. Hey, you can figure that out. It's Celsius, so it's 28.5 degrees Celsius, and humidity's low. But it was just way too hot to work in today. I started at about 25 after 7, and I got home. I left work at 7 or 12:30. It hasn't rained in a month. My grass is not green. Yeah, it's all brown here too, except trees. Grass is browning out real good. Forest fire season is already high, going into extreme. Too dry. We haven't had rain since we had some in April, but it's been a dry spring here. Cooler when it started, but it's been a dry spring. We haven't had a lot of rain. So got to be careful with watering because we're on a well, right? So, but we had B&B guests just leave. They were here for a week. Where were they from? Seattle or California? Seattle. Don't waste your water on grass either. That's a waste of water. Do not water lawn. I was mowing one lawn today for one of my clients where I work, and he does water it, so it's growing still. But he's on a well. Haze in my area due to Canadian wildfires in Quebec. That's funny. Somebody posted a picture on Twitter. They said they could barely see the CN Tower. You could. It was looked like really bad fuzz, smoke. You got from back east. Our sky is clear here. It's beautiful here. Very, very nice. No, but there are fires burning in Port Alberni. There's a big one.
It's all blowing down across the state into the north.
There's one burning in Port Alberni right now. Fire.
Oh, is there?
Yeah. So they're out there. It's pretty dry. Anyway, you can see the palms are happy. I got the irrigation on right now. I got to remember to turn it off. I got zone 2 on, and the courtyard is watered. So those palms behind me do get irrigated. That's why they look so green, right? The one directly behind me, right, where are we? There, that one has no irrigation, so I got to water it by hand. But the ones on this side of me, those get irrigation. Hey, pal, Tom HD, good to see you in there. Yeah, somebody asked me if I wanted it when I was going to do a live stream. They're just kind of random, just like everything I do on this channel, right? So I figured I'd do it. The weather here has been good. Yeah, it's 8 weeks. Yeah, we're about 6 weeks here with no rain, and it's currently 28.5 here at this location. I know it's hotter. They're expecting 31 in Duncan on that side, and probably in our valleys here on Salt Spring, 31 degrees. But you know what? Right now we have a little bit of an ocean breeze. Isn't that nice? Hear the wind chimes. A little bit of an ocean breeze. Forest extremely thin, so it forest. Oh, you're lucky. No forest fires. Yeah, we can get them here. Get them here in Salt Spring. It always worries me because we are surrounded by forest, right? We are surrounded by forest here. Big trees all around us. But all it takes is one idiot with a cigarette out the window of their car, and everything goes up in smoke. Anyway, we did get an offer on our house. Somebody did throw one out there to us, but we did not accept the offer because we are firm on what we are asking. So we turned down the offer, right? So anyway, people are interested in this house, but we're not going to let it go for low. We want what we want, right, Miss T? You guys are interested in this house? Talk to Miss T. What?
Brooklyn Bridge in a fog.
It's like the CN, yeah. It's like Toronto
Yeah.
smoke. That's what no rain causes a forest fire. Yeah, no rain, too dry. Sides of the roads are dry too, and it just takes one person with their cigarette butt out the window, and that's what happens. Goes up in smoke, and they're actually
You're saying man-made plague fires.
really.
Guys of forest fires. Oh,
Well, the one up in
I
Alberta
think
was man-made.
some
Some
of them
lady,
are
they caught her.
man-made.
Oh, there it is
Oh,
again.
yeah.
There's
Some
the
are
butterfly.
man-made.
Oh, come back here. I always miss it. I want to get that monarch butterfly or swallowtail. Hang on. Got my GoPro here. Where is it? Where is he? There he is. There he is. You bastard.
Here,
Ugh.
we right in front
It's
of
so
your
annoying,
camera.
like this thing.
We
I know.
just-
You see it? Rub it on the flower. I might have got it.
It just flew past your camera.
If it does that once again, I'm going to get the electric fly swatter and get it. I'm just kidding. Wendy likes butterflies. So do I. I went to White Castle Restaurant this morning. And what do they have at White Castle Restaurant? Give me the dirt. What is White Castle Restaurant? I've never heard of it before, but I'm sure the food is good. One of the girls I work with, Tracy, she's going on a cruise. She's going on another cruise. She just went on one last summer. And she didn't think she'd ever like cruises, but her boyfriend, he went on one before. And he says, you got to go on a cruise. So they're going to Alaska for 11 days. 11-day cruise. Have you guys ever been on a cruise? If you guys like eating, Alaska cruise. Yummy. So what is the White Castle restaurant? What do they serve? At White Castle, they have chicken rings, burgers called sliders. Oh, I like sliders. Those are like smaller burgers, right? When we go to Tommy Bahamas on Maui, Wendy orders sliders sometimes. You know the sliders, Wendy? Wendy orders coconut prawns, sometimes scallop sliders. That's what they are. Oh, I miss Tommy Bahamas, sitting out on that deck with the trade winds blowing. Well, when Wendy turns 65 in a couple of years, we're going to go on a special holiday. Where should we go, folks?
When you turn 25?
When she turns 25. When she turns 65. We're going to go somewhere special. I keep saying, cruise. Let's go on a cruise.
Yeah, maybe a cruise.
A cruise
We
is
won't be able to afford to go anywhere.
Cruise is fun. Cruises are amazing.
There's hardly any pilots left anymore.
No, so anyway, Tracy's I work with is going on a cruise. So 11-day to Alaska. And she says, I didn't think I'd ever like cruises. I says, well, that's kind of like Wendy. She says, once you go on a cruise, you want to go on another cruise. So now they booked another one. The food is amazing. 5-star all the time. So I think when Wendy's 65, we're going to cruise. We may not be living here, though. We may not be living in this Palm Emporium. We may be over on the Big Island somewhere, right? So if you know anybody that's interested in this house, wants to give us what we're asking, we will sell it to them, right? And if they like palms, they will get lots of palms and exotic plants. There's no shortage of them here on our property. I just finished watering the nursery, and I got to turn the irrigation on. That's what I'm going to do right now. Off. There we go. Okay. Done deal. So anyway, White Castle sounds like a good place. This June, I'm going to Orlando, Florida, to see the ocean at Port. Oh, cool. Nice. Orlando would be nice. That's where Disney World is. Yeah, I've never been there before. Hey, Wendy, how's real estate in Orlando? I think real estate's really cheap in Arkansas. Moved to Arkansas. I wish Wendy would have kept her green card when she lived in the States. She actually lived in North Dakota, and you didn't have a green card? How did you manage to move to the States without a green card?
Well, I guess they did, but I never.
Should have renewed it.
No, well, we weren't there long.
Were you there a year?
Not even a year.
Hola. Oh, how's it going, Vibanita? Tacoma. Good to have you out there, man. Seattle, right? Seattle/Tacoma. And you've stayed at Airbnb. You were here last year. Hey, right on. Hope all is well down there. It's very dry up here. But thank God there's no smoke in the air. We have no smoke floating around like back east. Yeah, you did. I remember that. Swampsonia are growing good, by the way. Winter did not phase them one bit. Closer to Tacoma than Seattle. Okay. Like Bremerton. We used to have friends that lived down in Bremerton, Gig Harbor. Yeah, the Swampsonia are good. All the palms are doing good. I just shot a video. The pineapple broom is blooming. So, you're not in Bremerton. Okay. But I bet you it's hot down there. Houses are expensive in Chicago, where I'm the only older foreclosed homes are cheaper. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, I know it's very expensive in Seattle, where Vibanito Tropics is. I'm east of Tacoma in summer between Puyallup and Auburn. Okay. Yeah, for sure. And didn't you get a place on the coast? Were you getting a place over on the coast too? You were talking about that, right? Like over in Aberdeen or something like that? Been there many times. Been over in that area. That's a good palmy area. Grayland. Oh, cool. I'm not too sure where that is, but I'm guessing it's right on the west coast. Oh, just south of Aberdeen. Okay. See, when we go to Oregon coast, and I've probably told you this before, but the easy way for us to do that is we go to Victoria, hop on the Coho ferry, the Black Ball Express, the big boat, go from Victoria to Port Angeles, and the customs is in Victoria, half across the Juan de Fuca. And then we've stayed overnight in Port Angeles sometimes if we get in late, drive over to Sequim, down to Olympia, and then you hang a west over to Aberdeen, and then straight down Highway 1 to the bridge that takes you over to Astoria, and then it goes side. We stay in Seaside for several days, and then we kind of venture down the coast. And that's another trip I want to do again. I want to get down to the Oregon coast. I've never done that with Wendy. Yeah, drive through Grayland. Okay, so I've probably driven down there before. Is it right on the ocean, Grayland, like close to the beach? I bet you it is. Probably big cordy lines down there, I bet. Yeah, nice. That would be not. So there's surfing out there. Bet you the beaches are nice. It's probably like Tofino. Yeah, half a mile to the sand. Oh, that is awesome. That is so nice. So you got sandy beaches out there. How awesome is that? Drive on beaches. I like that's like Tofino too. Remember riding e-bikes out there with the big fat tires? Yeah, the beaches go for miles and miles. Closer to the shoreline, it's really soft sand, but everything else is like you could drive a car out there. Everywhere. I'm guessing it's probably the same down there. I've never been to the West Coast beaches in Washington State. I should do that next time we drive down Highway 1. I should check out some of the beaches because I'm sure they're beautiful. And Oregon Coast, we know, has nice beaches too. They're pretty awesome all the way down. I just planted the front yard there a few weeks back. 10 waggies. Oh, nice. They'll thrive out there. Never gets cold enough to hurt those palms. Put some cordy lines in too. The only states in the U.S. spared from drought are Delaware, Rhode Island, Connecticut, and Maine. Really? So it's not dry out there, eh? Wow. Yeah, it's our summers are dry here anyway. It's not even summer yet. It is the 7th, so 13, 14 more days and it's summer. It's the only thing I dislike about this place is too dry. So anyway, we have an infestation of these things. You know what these are? These tent caterpillars. Have you seen these things? These things are eating everything up, which they like to eat, and these turn into moss. They're the worst things. They've stripped all the alder trees in the ravine, and they're just like crawling everywhere. Can't stand them. It's dry here, but we're not in a drought. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a drought here yet, but it's certainly really dry. Forest fire risk is high, going to extreme. I think we're level 2, maybe a little bit higher. Water restrictions. So, but we never get put on water restrictions here because we're on a well. It's been very warm. It has been. Right now we're 28.5. I've never seen a tent cat. You've never seen a tent caterpillar before? Oh, man, they are everywhere here. I'm just looking. They're crawling along the railing. Is there any in this plant? Oh, there's one. Here's another one. Oh, here's another one. They look like this. They are the worst things ever. These things. And they millions of them crawling all over the trees, eating my loquat, eating some exotic plants. They're eating the big laurel trees. They eat the leaves off, put holes in them. Can't stand these things. Tallest one's 4 meters already. No way. Wow. Awesome. Yeah, I can't write home. I won't write home about our musabaju. They look terrible because I never watered them all summer last year. Shrunk down to nothing. So I got like one minuscule one coming up, maybe two. There's under stage 1 water restrictions. I wrapped 2. It was a pretty bad winter. I won't say the whole winter, but December was not good. We had like 3 or 4 days of really cold weather, and it kind of weeded out some wimpy plants in colder areas. So they started at about 2.5 meters. Wow, that's pretty awesome. 7 feet. Yes, 7 feet. I think that's 7 feet. 1 meter is 3.3 feet. So just about 7 feet. We had 2 full weeks where it didn't get above freezing. Yeah, we didn't have that. We had like 3 or 4 days, and it was in December, and that was it. But the rest of the winter, it was just crappy and dreary and wet. But there was cold in December, and enough to weed out some wimpy stuff. The Great Lakes in Midwest won't evaporate from climate change. They won't evaporate from climate change. They will just flood the coastline more. Oh, really? That's kind of like some of those islands out there around Midway. I'm trying to think of those islands where they say the ocean's rising and the islands are disappearing. Yeah, not good. Not good. Well, you know what? I do like this weather. Don't get me wrong, but I really don't like working in the heat. If I'm not working in it, it can be as hot as it wants. Right now, it's kind of nice. The sun is right behind the big fir tree there, so it's kind of filtered through the branches. But I'm going to have to move in a minute once it gets beyond that tree. I'm going to have to steal Wendy's umbrella. Hey, Wendy, I'm going to have to steal your umbrella.
No,
She says, no, I'm
just
not.
move right here.
No, I'm not.
Switch to this.
Well, I like the background. What would you prefer to look at, palm trees or some boring Douglas fir tree, folks?
Or you go out to the courtyard.
I could go out to the courtyard too, but I don't know if I'm going to get reception out there.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I was going to say, Vibonita Tropics, we just had somebody here from Seattle for a week. They just left yesterday. 1 week. I don't know, were they on Salt Spring before? Is it their first time? Oh, they've been before. They've been before? Oh, they've been here before. That is good. Yeah. So, but they didn't ask to see the garden or anything. Some people are not into gardens whatsoever. Me, if I stayed at a B&B with palm trees, I would want the owner to give me a garden tour because that's just the way I am. I like looking at the plants and the gardens and see what's going on in there. But some people could care less. I could see them sitting down on the sun deck and stuff like that. But some people that stay here is, oh, can we see the garden? Yeah, 100% I agree. So anyway, whoever buys this place is going to be in for a lot of palm trees. So like I say, we got one offer on the place, but we did turn it down. So, and it's only been on the market for just about, I think it's about a month now. It's been on the market. So we'll see what happens. We will see what happens if it sells or not. But like I say, we're not in a hurry, and we're firm on the price. And if it does sell, we will start a new exotic garden somewhere else. Spent last week in the Florida Keys. Wife was tired of going to I bet you the Florida. I bet you the Florida Keys are awesome. I've heard it's nice down there, and botanical gardens. That would be awesome. Everything grows down there. It is tropical. It's totally tropical down there. I don't know what the latitude is. I don't think it's the same latitude as Hawaii. I think it's still above Hawaii, right? It wouldn't be the same latitude. I think Hawaii is actually lower, but it's down there, isn't it? Hawaii is 21. I think Hawaii is 21 degrees north latitude. I'm not too sure what the keys are, but I know it's not too far off of Cuba. I heard of a seaweed infestation in the Florida beaches. Really? We got lots of seaweed here, but it's good for the garden. You take that seaweed and throw it around your palms, and they like it. You know that? So, and that's the bonus of living next to the ocean, which you will get when you have your place over there in Aberdeen or Grayland. You will get lots of seaweed, which is cool. So, it actually feels really nice out here. So glad I left work early today. 25. Okay, 25 north latitude. Okay. So I'm pretty sure Hawaiian Islands are 21. They're on the Tropic of Cancer, right? But I think Key West is truly tropical, right? Like there's coconut palms everywhere, just like Miami. Well, there has to be. I mean, it's south of Miami. I heard wood ash is great for the garden. Yeah, it sweetens the soil. 24.55 to be exact. So it's it's down there. Yeah, full tropical. Oh my God. Humid, I bet, eh? Super humid. Ocean's totally beautiful down there. And there's bridges that connect everything. That's what I heard. There's like these bridges you got to go over. It's pretty wild. It's closer to Havana than Miami. Wow. Is that right, eh? So are they small islands? Like, are they maybe smaller than Salt Spring Island? I'm guessing. We're our island 16.7 or 8 miles in length, something like that. Very humid in Florida. Yeah, I remember that when I went to Miami, it was very humid, and that was in the winter. It was when I landed in February 1996. It was cold and rainy, mid 50s, and then it was humid, almost a straight line. Okay, line. Last time I've been to Florida was 2019. 2019. That was 4 years ago. I was 1996 when I went to Florida. Yeah, it was a nice place, and everything grows down there too. I like to see Fairchild Botanical Gardens. That is actually in Miami. Fairchild. Have you been to Florida, Wendy? She's been all over the states, but she hasn't been to Florida. Have you been to New Mexico?
Yeah, I was younger.
How about Texas? How about Montana?
Yeah,
she lived in North Dakota. She's been to Montana. I think she's been to Idaho. She's been to Arizona. She's been to a lot of states. I've only got a couple of states on her. I've been to Alaska. What's that? She wants to get a little motorhome and travel. That's what old people do. They get little Winnebagos and they travel around. I want to fly there. It's faster. I still want to go on a cruise with her. It was a botanical garden on the edge of Key West, right? Giant Cuban wax palms. They looked alien. Oh, Cuban wax palms. Cuban palms. They're a fan palm, aren't they? Am I correct? Are they a fan palm? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm thinking of Ceroxylon quinduense is a Andean wax palm. So that's a pinnate species. But I think those ones are fan palms, right? And they got big fan leaves on them. I'm just trying to picture what a Cuban wax palm looks like. Pretty sure they're fan palms. I love those people. Yeah. Oh, that's it. Copernicia, fan palm. Yes, I know the ones now. Copernicia. Yeah, they're beautiful. You know, another nice one is the telepot palm. And I remember going to the botanical garden um, on Oahu with Wendy. It was Lion Arboretum, and these things are so monster size. So I took a picture of Wendy standing beside one of these things. She looked this tiny. The trunks were massive, and there's the type of palm tree that blooms and dies. Once they bloom, they're dead. That's it. They send out these big flower spas or flowers, and then they're toast. Yeah, they send out white flowers off the top. I think they bloom in about 70 or 80 years of age. But look that one up. Corypha, Corypha, urines, maybe. It's the I'm trying to think where they're native to. Maybe somewhere in Southeast Asia. It's pretty cool outside right now, low 70s. Yeah, it's in the 80s here right now, but it's very low humidity. It's last time I looked, it was 28 something. So, but it doesn't feel that bad because we got some shade from these trees. The humidity's low, slight, slight ocean breeze right now, and living next to the ocean does help. Trust me, it really does. I just wish I didn't have to work, but I do. Thank God I'm off early. So I got the part-time job, and I work. I'm 7:30. I start, and I'm off at 1:30. But today I took off at 12:30 because it was just so hot working in the sun. It was just getting to me, man. Ugh. I was like, I could just feel it wearing on me working in that heat, weed eating and mowing. And I just wanted to get home to Wendy, shaking her head. She said, Joe, I just wanted one of her cookies, which I never got last night. You did promise me a cookie last night, and I says, no, it's too close to bed. No, no, you had one for me.
I did. You did have them.
No, I didn't. I didn't have it. I never ate it.
No,
No, I never ate it.
A hop. They're not. No, those are store bought.
Oh, okay. I'm an office nerd. Oh, you're an office nerd. Okay. Yeah, no, I've retired. I'm retired from the parks department. So I got a job. Let's just see. It's at a big grocery store chain. So they're all on Southern Vancouver Island, but there's one of them here. It's called Country Grocer. And Tuesday to Thursday I work. I start at 7:30. I'm off at 1:30, and I'm actually there for the grocery discount. Really, the grocery discount is 30 to 40% off all groceries. So everything's 30% off in the store, everything, even in the pharmacy and everything and all that. Um, but if you see blue tags, it's 40% off. So it's not bad. We stop. Oh, did you stop at Country Grocer? So that's where I work, and I work outside. So the guy that owns that store owns about 18 or 20 homes for his employees, and he rents them to his employees because it's very difficult to get rent on Salt Spring Island. So he snaps up real estate, and when people need a job there, he's got a place for them to live, and he gives them. He's a super good guy. He lives off island in Victoria, but he's got a house here. I was up at his house maintaining his garden today, and there actually was two palm trees in his garden. Two palm trees. So one of them, they took a crap kick, and he's up at about, he must be close to 1,000 feet above sea level. So his palms took a crap kicking in December. One of them died. The other one, I thought it was going to lose its spears, but it never did. It's pushed all new growth out, and then I planted some of my palms beside the trunk of the other one. I took a new job in January for Pokemon. Pokemon? Really? Like Pikachu? Pokemon? Took a new job in January for Pokemon. Like Pikachu? An evolved form of a Raichu? No, a Raichu is an evolved form of Pikachu. I remember that. My kids used to play with Pokemon cards. Oh my God, we watched this show the other day. It was people who collect things. The rarest Pokemon card, the guy paid $7 million for it. Hey, well, no, it's $5 million. Hey, Wendy, was it $5 million or $7 million? $5 million. The rarest Pokemon card, $5 million. And this one guy has it. There's only one of them on the world. And this guy has it, and he's got it in his box. He keeps it in the vault. 5.2 million. That's it. He knows it. You gotta
want one of those?
Yes, please. You know it, 5.2 million. Isn't that insane? For a card. Holy crikey. I wonder what he does for a job to buy a card worth 5.2 million. Oh, man, the things you could buy for 5.2 million. But whatever turns your crank. Some people are into that. It's like coin collecting or stamp collecting or collecting muscle cars. I'd have a muscle car, that's for sure. He put it in a medallion and wears it. He put it in a medallion and wears it in a chain. He wears it on a chain. Oh, he's on YouTube. Thank you. Oh, really? He's on YouTube, Wendy. The guy with the 5.2 million Pokemon card. And he wears it on a chain around his neck.
I hope he doesn't get mugged.
Hey, Barefooted Gardener. Good to have you in there, man. I wasn't planning on doing a live stream, but it is random. Just a random live stream. Imagine that, a $5.2 million Pokemon card. I don't think there's any hockey cards worth that much. Anyway, Barefooted Gardener, it's a nice day up here in the Gulf Islands. It's sunny and warm and dry, and there's no smoke. Hello, Jesse. Oh, we got people coming in here now. That's good. And no smoke. We have no smoke. No forest fire smoke.
No.
Well, some years we've had it.
Yeah.
Well, we had an offer on our house, but we turned it down. Somebody did offer us something on it, but we didn't want it. It was too low. It was 1.3 something million. We said, no, thank you. We want what we're asking. So if you know anybody that wants to buy this house, complete with a palm garden and 2 accommodations and possibly a palm nursery. Palm nursery could be extra. Right?
Mhm.
Wendy's the boss. I leave it up to her.
Well, because we want to take.
Oh yeah. So yeah, no, we're not in a hurry to move, not in a hurry to sell. That's a good thing about this. Some people are in a hurry. Several people I know have moved to Mexico, Costa Rica lately. I don't think Costa Rica is that good anymore, is it, Wendy? Isn't there stuff?
Go to Mexico.
What's that?
I go to Mexico.
Yeah, when do you go to Mexico or Costa
Baja.
Rica?
The Baja.
Mm. Another 6 people in the past 2 months have left Canada. Well, if Trudeau gets in again,
You have to be careful about buying property too. You have to pretty much be there full on or have people take, because otherwise people can move in and just take over.
oh, you're looking at real estate in Roatan. Hey, where's Roatan again? Isn't that the South Pacific or something? Roatan. What were you watching on Costa Rica? Our friends got robbed there a few times when they went. They stayed there for a year and they got robbed. Well, there for 8 months, they got robbed 3 times. It depends where you are, though. It's sketchy. Oh, Caribbean. Okay, I've been down to Caribbean. Nice. I wonder if property's cheap there. Once we sell this place, if and when we sell it, we could get something down in Mexico. Roatan is an island off the coast of Honduras. Oh, Honduras. Really? Is it, you mean Belize? Belize, right? Roatan. Officially part of Honduras. The smoke is drifting to New York, so it's not prairie fire. We don't have any smoke here. No. I thought Honduras was Belize. I thought Belize used to be British Honduras. Correct me if I'm wrong. South of Belize. Roatan. Yeah, I've heard of it. I just didn't know exactly where it was. Is it, so can anybody just move there? Is
Caribbean.
Is it cheap there?
Roatan.
What's real estate like there? Is it reasonable? Curious. Can a Canadian move there?
Honduras.
That's what he's saying. Near Honduras.
Mm.
Wendy's looking it up. Belize was British Honduras. Below that is regular Honduras. Okay, my bad. That's right. Okay. That area. Is it cheap there?
Yeah.
Cheap there, eh? How's it look? How are they for hurricanes?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You get some nice houses there? Wish it wasn't so hard to move to the U.S. Yeah, it is for a Canadian. But you can get a boat and go up illegally. Come in as an illegal alien. That's what a lot of people do. I know. She was looking at Texas. It's relatively cheap. That's what Wendy's saying. It looks pretty cheap there. Because it's expensive here. It'd be nice to go to a place that's cheaper. So anyway, plan is to sell this. Go to Island, near the ocean, downsize, and then look south too. See what happens. We're looking at Baja down in Mexico. Looking at north of Cabo on the Sea of Cortez. We're just looking. We've been looking a lot. So it is cheaper down there. Everything is in US dollars. And the US buck goes a long way because it's about 35 cents or something more than the Canadian. With the amount you get for your house, you could probably afford investor visas in the US, I wonder. Yeah, we're looking at Baja too. Laredo, Baja. There's some beautiful houses down there. Beautiful houses. But Wendy says it's probably better to live down there full time because otherwise you'd have to have somebody watch your house because I'm not saying Mexicans are bad people, but they could end up moving in on you. And then how are you going to get them out, right, Wendy? Mm-hmm. Haven't you heard that? You've heard stories like that.
It's happened a lot.
Yeah, people don't come to the U.S. This place is a mess. So is Canada.
In the States would be Florida or Texas.
Texas and Arkansas. I like the free states. Montana, it's too cold for me. But Texas would be good. I like the way they're there. And but Canada, no. We got a dictator running the show up here, so be good to get out if we could. Probably don't want to bring a vehicle to Mexico.
There's nowhere to go.
There are some taxes to be careful for.
You could go to Baja
Yeah, we can go to
with a vehicle.
They charge you big import tax. Oh, on vehicles to Mexico?
No, that's the mainland.
No, to Mexico they don't.
No, not to Baja.
Yeah, so the Baja has different rules, Jesse. Wendy's already looked into it. You can bring your vehicle down there and there's no import taxes. Yeah, so Baja is different than mainland Mexico. I think Mexico is gross too. I prefer Belize. Yeah, you know what? I've never been a big fan of Mexico. I've been there a couple of times, but just because things are going so sideways in Canada, we don't like the dictator running the show. Mexico looks good to us right now.
We're not good.
We're not? Don't say that. Wendy goes, we're not going anywhere.
There's nowhere.
Where are you going to go to?
You can't.
You go to Mexico if you sold
You have
this.
to just be as free as you can.
You could sell this. You could totally, if you sell this, you could go to Mexico. Yeah. So we have to wait till this sells first, right? I can't believe Canada is banning Fox News. I know. That's how messed up. That's how messed up the show is. Banning Fox News. He's censoring everything. I don't like censorship of any kind.
Becoming a communist country.
Pretty soon these YouTube channels will be censored too.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like communism. Trudeau is a dictator / tyrant. He's the worst thing that's ever happened to Canada. And I can say that now while I still have a little bit of freedom of speech left. If they don't like it, they'll probably shut down my channel. But yeah, he wants to ban Fox News. Belize just started a retirement visa. Really? So you hear that? Our friends really love Belize. They've been there and they loved it. A retirement visa to Belize.
Where's that in the Caribbean?
Yeah, that's where Hal and Michelle go.
Oh,
they go to Belize. That's just just south of Mexico, right. Central America. It's funny that came right out of after the bill. Yeah, internet. Yeah, I know. Isn't that funny, eh? They don't want you to see the truth. That's why they'll ban Fox News from Canadian internet too. I've been there a number of times. Oh, you've been there a number of times. Cool. I've never been. Yeah, he's been a number of times. He stayed at Airbnb.
So would he buy there?
Would you buy there? So he's looking at Roatan.
Why Roatan over Belize?
Well, Roatan's an island, right? Isn't it an island? I've been to Mexico twice as well. Yeah, just south of Cancun, off the Caribbean coast. Tijuana. I've been to Tijuana. You don't want to live in Tijuana.
Yeah, but what's the difference between Roatan and Belize?
Well, I think Roatan is an island, he said.
Oh,
So you're probably more restricted. I don't know what they have on that island. So if you lived on the mainland of Honduras, there's probably more amenities. You're a kid. First time I went to Mexico at 17, I drove down with my buddy. I almost bought property in Belize, but my wife was opposed because it was too far. Really? It is far. Tijuana is one of the most dangerous cities in the world. Yeah, I know. It's sketchy down there, man. Shanty town. But I heard Belize is a pretty good place. That's Michelle and Hal loved that place. They said they would move down there. Too far from the beach. Yeah, I want to be close to the beach. So we're looking at Laredo, Mexico. That's on the Baja, just north of Cabo. It's really nice area, and it's like the beach is like right there, right? Houses are $600,000 US, $700,000 US. So Turks and Caicos nice too. And Canada actually at one time talked about they were going to become part of Canada back in the late 70s, and they're actually talking about it again. El Salvador is really up and coming. Murder rate went from 45 to only 7 per 100 in less than 5 years. Up El Salvador, interesting. Lots of American communities in Belize. Oh, is that right? That's good. That's what we like. So expats in Belize, but it's still developing country, nowhere near. I heard Nicaragua too. A friend of mine is looking at Nicaragua, right? So somewhere cheaper where you can get more bang for your buck. That's the thing. So if you sell this, is it expensive? More expensive than Mexico? Wendy's looking at real estate there. Up there? What do you compare it to?
Yeah.
Compare it to Mexico? Where's the cheapest place in the world? Dubai. No, couldn't afford Dubai. Belize has their dollar pegged to the US. No way. Oh, 2 to 1. 2 to 1. So two
2 American.
Bolikian dollars to 1 American. Is that the way it works? Or 1 American will get you 2 Bolikian dollars. Is that the way it works? I'm confused. It's nice where you can get more bang for your buck. Where you move to a place, where's the cheapest place in the world? Maybe Bangladesh, but you really want to live there? No, no. So 2 Bolikian to 1 American. Safest city in Mexico is Merida.
Meridia.
$1. Oh, buys two. One US buys 2 Bolikian dollars, which means it's still cheaper than the. So it's still our Canadian dollars worth more than. But Merida is boring and very, very hot. 50 degrees. Yeah, we don't want that. And I don't want to be far from the ocean. Although Wendy was looking at Lake Chapala.
No, that was a couple of years ago.
But the problem is
Polluted.
it's polluted the lake, right?
That was years ago.
And no, it was like last year.
No, is that the
Was it?
beginning? 2 years ago. That was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. She looked at Lake Chapala. Sorry, got my little commentator sitting over here. You can't see her. Do you want me to spin this around?
Don't.
Roatan is very developed for an island in the Caribbean. Full-size grocery store and Coxsone Hotel and hardware store. Roatan. Do they have a Costco? Wendy likes Costco. We get better deals at Country Grocer because I get the discount. But we'll see what happens when this place sells. The eastern part of the island is underdeveloped, only accessible by boat. No Costco. No Costco here either. It's kind of like living on Salt Spring. Not going to find one of those in Belize either. No, I know they're in Mexico. I know there's one in Puerto Vallarta, but I wouldn't want to live in Puerto Vallarta. And the thing is, Mexico's never really turned me on until the dictator took power in Canada. It's like, man, I'd like to be out of this country now. I mean, I'd like to be in the States somewhere, if I could, like Texas, Arkansas, not too cold for me, maybe Florida, something like that. Do you know if Baja charges import taxes on technology? Yes, they do, right? I think technology, like you're allowed one computer. You're only allowed like one computer per person.
You could ship a household of furniture and electronics. You could ship 2 computers down, and you could do a household. You could move a household.
Oh, you can. So it's not a problem in the Baja.
Yeah.
In the U.S., Miami is good but expensive. Exactly. I've been there, and it's too busy for me. Like, I like Miami, but it's just way too busy. So, but we'll see. Once this place sells, then we'll know for sure what we can do. So it's just a matter of time. Just have to get the right person to come along and give us the right price, and then we'll sell it. And we're looking right now, like I say, over in Cowichan Bay, which is basically
nice. Bigger island.
Cowichan Bay is on Vancouver Island and is looking right at Salt Spring Island. It's right across from Salt Spring, but south of where we live here. It's beautiful. And then we can go south and look for some property down there. And Wendy's plan would be like to rent it out, like a vacation rental or something. That's what you like to do, is rent stuff out. Wendy's got the entrepreneur mind. She knows how to make money, and I don't. I just sell palms here and there. I'll never be a rich palm salesman. Direct flights that are cheap from Miami all over the Caribbean. Direct flights that are cheap from Miami to all over the Caribbean. That's cool. Yeah, and I know Miami is expensive. So anyway, it's different, Jesse, in Baja than the regular part of Mexico. It really is different. There's different rules and stuff like that. So, because we were looking into it. So we'll see how sideways it turns. God forbid if Trudeau gets in again, reelected. Somebody said if we had an election today, he'd get back in. We'd be really screwed. Really screwed, man, if he got back in. I couldn't even imagine. It'd be like full-blown communism. It'd be like hammer and sickle on the flag. He's just like, he's got the pride flag flying in front of his office in the Parliament buildings. Can you believe that? He's got the pride flag. You're supposed to have the flag out there. Like, who is this guy, man? I was looking at last night at a house in Roatan, 2-bedroom, separate apartment, swimming pool. That's cheap. No way. 2 bedrooms, 2 bath, 1,200 square foot, 1 bedroom as a. See, that is a good deal. Hey, Wendy. So, my friend here was looking at a place in Belize or in Roatan last night. A house at Roatan, 2 bedrooms, 2 bath house, 1,200 square foot, 1 bedroom, 1 bath downstairs as a separate apartment, plus swimming pool and ocean view. 239,000. Hey, could you bring me some water, please? Kind of choking on the cookie. My little cousin came out as it. No way. There's so much of that trans stuff. I know, it's unbelievable. How old is he or she? I think the school puts it in. It does put it in their heads. I find it. Oh yeah, send it to me. That'd be cool. Thanks. How much are you asking for your place? May I ask? 1,585. 1,585. We dropped it 100,000. We're not going to drop it anymore. We just figured, okay, we'll drop it 100,000. We were 1,685, 1,685,000. We're 1,585, and not going any lower. Thank you. This property does earn an income. It has 2 accommodations. So we'll see. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with this world right now. It's just messed up, man. It really is. So yeah, if things go really sideways here in Canada, it'd be nice to have a place to escape to. So Roatan sounds like a nice place. Belize sounds like a nice place. We were looking at Costa Rica. We went through the whole that paperwork and immigration stuff there in 2021 and early 2022, and then our time ran out. They brought in mandates. We lost a vital piece of. They lost the Costa Rican consulate. Lost our marriage certificate. We got married in Hawaii on Maui, and we needed that, and they lost it. We only had a 6-month window to get everything done, and the time ran out. Does it seem fairly easy for Canadians? Yes, I think it's easy for Canadians to move to Mexico. As long as you have money, as long as you own some real estate down there, you can get in, right? And yeah, I guess you apply for all your stuff down there. So you buy a property down there, right? I need a job though. I'm young whippersnapper. Yeah, I'm retired, so it's easier. Right now I'm 59 and I'm an old whippersnapper. So we'll see what happens. I'm kind of done working. I really don't. When this place sells, I'm not going to work anymore. I'm going to do lots of my hobbies. I always have lots of hobbies. I'll always keep busy, but I'm not going to be working for anybody. Even over there, I'll sell palm trees. I'll have a smaller yard, but I will still sell palm trees. I'll grow them and sell them, and I'll still ship them on eBay. No, I'll never retire from YouTube. I've been doing it for 15. God, I think 2008 I started, because I have my original channel. I don't upload anymore. I haven't uploaded there for 13 years, I think, something like that, for my original channel. It's still got over 1,000 videos on it, but that's my original one. This is my second channel, and my other channel I started in April 2012 is my Video Gates one, right? So I don't use Rumble, but I think Wendy does that, and she does, what does she do? She watches Highwire. She watches all that stuff. But Rumble, I've seen it before, but I don't do Rumble. But I think there's videos on there. Might be a good idea to make a channel there, Rumble. Yeah, if the dictator wants to start banning stuff on here, they have to. I'm on Twitter. Twitter's nice because Elon runs it and it's not censored. So I am on Twitter. I've been on Twitter for, 11 years now. So I do post on Twitter a lot. Every day I post on Twitter. I'm on Instagram too. They are kind of pushing YouTube's, and actually, yeah. It's crazy what's going on. You always got to watch what you say nowadays because you're going to offend somebody. Everybody's politically correct. I'm not. Unfortunately, I'm not politically correct. I speak my mind, but I do have to watch it on here because of censorship. YouTube has rolled back some of this thing because of Rumble. Oh, cool. Okay, because they're worried about losing some of their people that are part of it. YouTube just changed their policy to allow people to question the results. Really? Good. Good. They need to do that with the Canadian election with the Chinese interference. Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of Biden, so that's the only thing. I love the US. I got a lot of good friends that live in the US. I just don't like the guy running the show. Just like I don't like the guy running the show up here either. He's the worst thing. And the problem is Trudeau can keep getting reelected. I think in the US, I think you can only run, is it 2 terms? And then you're done? But Canada, you can keep on going, man, like a dictator. Just like Fidel Castro, he's in power since the 50s. Because a lot of channels are political are joining Rumble because they feel more free. Yeah, like Rebel News. 2 terms. Okay, yeah, that's what I like about the States. 2 terms. Trudeau can keep running. He can keep going and going. He could be in here 20 years from now if people keep reelecting him. I think that's crap, because the majority of his votes come from back east, and that's what sucks. Because there's a lot of people out west that absolutely hate the guy, but you got Ontario and Quebec and the eastern provinces that love the guy, right? It really sucks for us out west. I wish we just separate from Canada and become part of the U.S., or at least our islands anyway. Wouldn't that be cool if the Gulf Islands became part of Washington State? I mean, technically, we are south of the border. We are closer to the San Juan Islands. And if I took a boat across, I'd be in Birch Bay from here. So I think the Gulf Islands should separate and become part of Washington State. That would be awesome. There's a Rotarian place a Roatan place I was looking at. And I'm going to have to look there. I'm going to have to check it out. Okay, cool. I'll check it out. Thank you. It's similar to the U.S. How California and New York have so much power. I know. In the elections, yeah. Back east, that's what kind of influences everything else in Canada, which totally sucks for us. I don't like the guy running our province either. I can't stand him. I hate the health minister. In Canada, east versus west in the U.S., it's coastal cities in middle America. Interesting. I think Washington, Oregon, and California and BC all kind of think similar, right? And then the middle states are kind of like the free kind of states. You go to Arkansas and Texas and those states, maybe they think differently down there, maybe more rednecks, right? But Texas, I heard, is a pretty good state to live in. But it does get hot. And it gets a lot hotter than here. I don't know if I can handle that all the time. I do like the North Pacific too. The North Pacific is a beautiful area. I sent a second one that's a 5 total bedrooms, $230. That's cheap, man. That is so cheap. $230 US would be, let's just see, $230 US. It'd be about 300,000, just over 300,000 Canadian. Hello from Texas. There we go. There's somebody from Texas right there. We love Texas. Texas, the Lone Star State. My oldest son lived in Texas. You know that? He lived in Weslaco, Texas. Married a Texan. Washington, Texas are very different. Yes, they are. Very different. I went to see those palms from your Tsawwassen videos the other day by the... Oh, cool. Right on. And did you see this palm line streets in Tsawwassen? Aren't those kind of cool? They go down the main drag, and then if you go right at that optical place, you'll see another street line. There's palms everywhere in Tsawwassen. There's like palm trees everywhere. Lots of them in people's gardens. It is really a palmy place. Hey, what part of Texas are you from, Brady? I'm curious. Greetings from Texas. That's awesome. Texas, where you can open carry. I think you can actually open carry in Washington State too. So I'm going to have to get under this umbrella now because this sun is right in my face. Yes, I never saw them before. You never did, eh? I only saw them on the street. Yeah. Dallas area. Okay, I've been to Fort Worth, Dallas. But briefly, when the plane landed at the airport en route to Miami, right? Fort Worth, Dallas was a big airport. Okay, I'm going to have to move this. Let's go here. And here, I'm just going to move this over because the sun's getting in my face here. Without stepping on any of these caterpillars. Okay, I think I did it. Let's see. Okay. I don't want the sun in my face. It's hot. It's blasting in here. So let's see. Can I see? Ah, that's better. That's better. You can open, carry, and wash also, but we have just banned. Really, they did, eh? Well, Trudeau banned all guns. You can, if you have them, you can still keep them, right? If you got your RPAL, but the stores don't sell them anymore. Like I could go into any gun shop and buy a handgun last summer, and then I think it was last August or something or July, he banned the sale of all handguns. Yet he's legalized all these hard drugs, which is crazy, man. There's people dropping dead from these hardcore drugs, and more people dying. Way more people die from drugs than they ever do from handguns up here. So he thinks he's doing a good thing for Canada. I never saw them before. That's cool, Jesse, that you did get to see them. Yeah, you drive around some of the neighborhoods in Tsawwassen if you like palm trees. So yeah, semi-automatic, and he was talking about banning semi-automatic stuff here too. He doesn't want anybody to have any of that stuff. Just he's a complete piece of you know what, and to me, just a waste of oxygen. I can't stand him. I've never despised anybody as much as I've despised that guy. Okay, moving the patio umbrella a little bit more. There we go. Or through a vote, Washington through the courts. Yeah, he just does what he wants. But Alberta's different. Alberta's Danielle Smith as premier, and she got voted in, and she does not like Trudeau. She is just so against that guy. Alberta's like Texas of the North. I remember when his dad was PM. Absolutely. When I was a kid, or through a vote. So when I was a kid, I'm going to say 1975, I was 11. I used to have a shirt and it had a dollar bill on the front of it. And the face on the dollar bill was Prime Minister Pierre Elliott Trudeau. And you know what it said on it? It said Trudeau buck, 75 cents. That's what I remember. That's what it said on a Trudeau buck, 75 cents, because our dollar was worthless again when he was in power. He was useless as well. But I think Justin Trudeau is way more useless. Yeah. So anyway, it was about 1975. So I remember very well when he was in power. Trudeau has been the worst thing that's ever happened to Canada because he's part of the WEF. He's a puppet. He's a puppet of Klaus Schwab, the evil villain, right? He's just unbelievable what he's done. It's crazy how far behind the Canadian economy. Yeah, he's put us so far into debt, trillions. It's unbelievable, this guy. And then he travels around on our buck, staying in expensive hotels. Anyway, it was stronger than U.S. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. No, it's down the tubes now, so that's why it might be a good thing to go somewhere else. I mean, but you know, it's going to go. It's a worldwide thing that's happening. Got to make dinner for wife. Okay, thanks and I'll check my my messenger, Vinbenito Tropics. Thank you very much. I totally appreciate it, and we'll see what we can find out about Roatan. Sounds very cool to me. Enjoy your dinner. And thanks for popping into the live stream, man. Totally appreciate it. Totally awesome. Always good to have you in there. How far is that city you were looking for in Cabo? How far is that city you were looking at from Cabo? About 300 miles north, Laredo. I'll type it out for you. Right here. You can look it up. I think that's how you spell it. Hopefully it's not too Laredo. Look that up. I traveled through most of Central and South America. Cool. Yeah, I never have. I've been to Hawaii 26 times, been to Alaska, been to California a few times, and Florida, Caribbean, been all down through the Caribbean, but never been to South America. So, yeah, and there's lots to know when you move to another country. That's for sure. Cabo looks pretty, but it's expensive. Yeah, it's pretty expensive there, I think. Ideally, I'd love to live on Maui, but couldn't afford it. It's just too expensive there. Could never afford to live on the Hawaiian Islands, I don't think. Love Maui. That's our favorite place, is the Hawaiian Islands. So maybe if I win the lottery, I have to check my lottery tickets. There's a new lottery ticket they sell now. I went in to buy a lottery ticket, and she says, "Hey, Joe, you want to buy this scratch and win? It's a new one. It's $50. $50 for the scratch and win." I go, "Are you kidding me?" I said, how much do you win? She said, 5 million if you win. But what are the odds of winning, right? $50 for a freaking scratch and win. Most of the time when we buy a scratch and we win nothing or like $1. So I'm guessing with that $50 scratch and win, instead of winning $1 or $2 or free play, maybe you win like $20 or $10. Maybe there's more chances of winning on a $50 ticket. That's what I'm guessing, right? Anyway, it'd be nice to travel through Central and South America. Wendy's been to Costa Rica, not with me though. She was with her ex. Wendy and I have been to Hawaii I think we've been about 7 or 8 times together to Hawaii. But I'd like to go up to Alaska with her. That's the plan too, a trip to Alaska. See what happens. Take her on a cruise. Right? What about Thailand? I've never been there before. My daughter's been there. My ex has been there, and they really like Thailand. Then they went to Vietnam. They really like Vietnam. I'd rather go to Vietnam than Thailand. I believe immigrants aren't allowed to own land, though. We're in Thailand? No, I could never live in an apartment. That ain't going to work for me. Can't live in a townhouse, can't live in an apartment. Hey, it's going to be tough for me to live on a small lot, a small property. We have 2 acres here. And you look at this property, I don't see any neighbors. It's so peaceful. It's so quiet. That's why we want what we're asking. No low balls, because we love it here. We do love it here. We just threw it out there and we'll see what happens. And if it sells, it sells. If it doesn't sell, then it's meant to be. Then we just end up staying here, I guess. That's the way it's going to be. In my opinion, I'd rather go to Vietnam than Thailand. Yeah, but I heard Thailand's nice. It was your favorite spot? Okay, well, I had a friend that went to Phuket, but Vietnam's always interested me. And you know what? My ex and my daughter really loved Thailand. Yeah. If you're young, it's fine. But when I'm older, I have a wife and kids. Definitely want a house. Yeah. If I was younger, you know what? Yeah, it would be easy to live in an apartment. But now, after I've never lived in an apartment. I've never rented, and I've never lived in an apartment. I've never lived in a townhouse. I've always owned my house, right? So, but it'll be weird selling this place. That's for sure. It will be very weird when this place sells. It will be sad. It's right now it's about 85 degrees right now. 85. See the palm trees behind me? It's not as cold as you think it is here. See? Look behind me. Those are palm trees. Wish I could zoom in. I can't zoom in. I live at a home. So does pretty much everyone in high school. Crazy. I live at home. Well, most people do. Even older people are living at home now because they can't afford to buy anything. Interest rates are up. It's crazy. But yeah, it's about Brady. It's about 85 here right now. 86 degrees Fahrenheit, and maybe it could be a little bit warmer. I'm watching a woodpecker crawl up the tree there. It's kind of cool. Sapsucker. It's got a red head on it. Yeah, Brady, I'm on an island, right? I don't know if you know where I'm. I'm on an island out here in the North Pacific. That's where I'm at. So I'm on the Gulf Islands off the far west coast of Canada here. I live at home. So you know what? But I lived at home too as a teenager when I went to school. It's harder for younger people to get into the housing market now because of the interest rate is so high now at the bank. That's what this government's done to Canada. Interest rates are so high. It's just crazy. It's sad. Really, really sad. Yeah. I think there's a lot of older people that I'm talking about in their 20s and stuff like that cannot afford to move out just because it's too up. It's supposed to get 100. Ooh, that's hot, man. 100 degrees. It's been over that here. The hottest I've seen here is about 109 degrees Fahrenheit. June 2021. June 2021, we had a heat dome here and it was sickening. It was so hot. It was awful. It's crazy how people think our country is much richer. Many Canadians can't afford to almost go. I know, isn't it crazy? It's not the same anymore in Canada because of the dictator running the show, ruining Canada. That's what he's doing. He's ruining Canada. 100 degrees is hot. Well, Brady, I was at work today and I left early because it was too hot working in that sun. I started just before 7:30. and I left at 12:30. I put in 5 hours, which was good enough for me. It was killing me working in the heat. I find it just drains my energy. Temp here, what is the temp here? It's about 28 something. I'll go look. Hang on. Let me look. Where are you, hon? It's actually gone down. It was hotter when I started. It's 27.6 with 34% humidity. Yeah, it's hotter there. It's 27.6, 34% humidity. Right? So yeah, you guys do get hotter than here. That's because we're right by the ocean. I don't know what part of Surrey you're in. Like, are you near Guildford? I forget. Was it in Guildford or Surrey Place? I forget. Wendy used to live in Delta, right? No, you're in Delta. You're not in Surrey. You're in Delta, right? North Delta. That is good stuff. I like that. But yeah, you know what? I don't mind heat as long as I don't have to work in it. I just find it. I don't know. North Delta, yeah, but basically Surrey. So you're off Scott Road, right? Are you growing agapanthus? No, I've grown it before. It's just so dry here. It doesn't do well in our rocky soil. Lots of it here on Salt Spring Island. Lots of people grow it in their gardens. Grace Point, there's tons of it. There's white and purple. Agapanthus orientalis and Agapanthus africanus. 30-second drive from Scott Road. Okay. I know Nordell. I used to go down there when I trucked over there from here. I used to go down the Nordell kind of loop. I'd come over the Alex Fraser Bridge, and then I go down this loop, and I go around where the trucks go, and I'd have to go over the scale there, Nordell, and then I'd truck through your area. 24 palms right at that. Really large palms right at that intersection. So how are they doing? Are they doing okay? I know all the palms out in the valley did really bad, out in the Eastern Valley. Wow. So are they doing good then? I hope they're doing good. The ones my buddy was out here, Phil, the other day. He lives in Cloverdale, and he says all the palms out in the Fraser Valley got killed this past winter. He says that's how cold it got out there. Eastern part of Langley, Aldergrove, Abbotsford, they're done. They're toast. These freaking caterpillars, man. Oh, hang on. Hang on. I'm gonna have to blast them off the loquat. Hang on, one minute, guys. I blast them off the water. They're eating my loquat tree here, and I don't like it. Don't like it at all. Where are we? They are bad news. Worst possible things you can have. Rather annoying. Just the mess they're making of the garden, man. Those things. Kill every one of those things. They're just terrible. How are the tent caterpillars over in Delta? Is there a lot of tent caterpillars over in Delta? We have this infestation of these. Look at these things. These things are the worst. Look at this. These things are terrible. They're everywhere. Millions of them eating up stuff. Is that bald cypress tree fast up there? I would say moderate growth. It's about 40 feet tall, and I planted it in the 1990s. But yeah, it's looking pretty big. I don't know if you can see it from here. Hang on. Hang on. Let me just undo that. I'm going to show you. I don't know if you can see it from here. You might be able to see it. I don't know how good the camera is, but there's a bald cypress right there. There's about a 40-foot tall bald cypress way back there in the ravine, growing with Petasites japonicus giganteus and Fargesia robusta bamboo, right? And there's the loquat tree they keep eating. And every time I see caterpillars on it, I shoot them off with the water. And then here's the, whoops, can you guys see that? Oh, you're still on there, okay. Here, looking down this way, it's palmy. That one's gonna have a lot of seed on it. Oh, it's hot. I gotta get out of the sun. It's just cooking. Just cooking. Too hot for me. But when you don't have to work in it, it's okay because hot is better than cold, right? Your mom's work got robbed at gunpoint. That sucks. Caterpillar, I haven't seen any at all. Oh, yeah, you don't have any caterpillar there. Yeah, they're bad here. We got an infestation of them. Got robbed at gunpoint. Oh, my God. Have it on video, too. So is everybody okay? So your mom was in there when it happened? Yeah, perfect climate for windmills. Windmill palms, love it here. These ones behind me, I grew from seed, and they're everywhere. Like we literally have thousands of them growing on the property, and they all do really well here. And the established ones you don't have to water, but newly planted ones, I planted some where I work at the store, and they got really dried out. There's no water. She wasn't there, but the manager of the store. That's scary. Middle school boy got their bike stolen in my area. That's terrible, man. People that do stuff like that, ripping off bikes, ripping off other people. Well, good thing everybody. Hopefully they caught the guy. Did they catch him? Did they catch the robber? And what did they steal? Like, does she work at a bank? She wasn't there, but she is the manager. Oh, it's a store. Okay, when it happened. But there's actually a cop in his car in the parking lot. Oh, so he got caught. The guy got caught, I hope. Unreal. That's crazy, man. Yeah, you know what? I remember there's been a couple of bank robberies over here since I've lived here, and both of the bank robbers got caught. They're just total idiots. One guy went in with a hockey stick, total typical Canadian, and then he got busted. And the other guy, he didn't have a gun. He said he did, but he didn't have a gun, and he got busted too. Right? So I'm sure they're still probably doing time. Maybe not. That's probably over 20 years ago. Cop called back up. They got out, took her down. It was a girl. Wow. I have that on video. No way. That'd be a good YouTube video right there. That one's going to go viral. Put that on YouTube. That'll go viral. Wow. Crazy. I've never been in that predicament where I've been in a store or something where it's got robbed. That's when you got to love to open carry. See, places like Texas or Washington or some of the states, you open carry, somebody's in there and you happen to be in the store and the guy's robbing somebody at gunpoint. You pull out your gun and you freaking blast the guy. Yeah, she looked like a prostitute or a junkie. She probably was, needing the money. Yeah, Abstract Tom, I'm sure. And even in Vancouver, Surrey, Nanaimo's bad. We're not bad over here. Salt Spring's not bad for crime, thank God. But that's what she was. I guess there are probably hookers where you are too, right? Out in Surrey. We don't have any here on Salt Spring. Not yet. She pointed it at the cashier and walked out. She sat on the ground outside and walked back in as if nothing. Oh, yeah, no, she's probably messed up on meth or something. Sad, man. Just probably to do it to get more stuff. Chicago has a lot of poverty, so crime happens. Yeah. Usually, where you have poverty, there's going to be more crime, right? And we do have homeless people here, but they're not like. I mean, I walk through the gathering like every day. They'll gather on propane alley on the other side of a gasoline alley, and I'll walk right through all the homeless, sketchy people. Not a problem at all. I know most of them. You know what I mean? They talk to me, so I'm not afraid of them. I walk through there all the time, and most of them are fine. Most of them here just kind of drink a lot of beer, get just wasted. They drink booze, right? They're more boozers, but I don't see anybody on meth here. I don't see any tweakers. I don't see any of that here. So that's a good thing. But it's mostly pot and booze. That's what they do. So these guys just sit there and drink all day. Some of them get a bit belligerent, and then you get a few new guys that come to the island, and they maybe want to try pushing their weight around once in a while. But I've had that happen to me where they've tried to push their weight around. It's happened before. I just don't take. I take very little crap from people. That's the way I am. They often threaten me at work. No way. Are you serious? I don't have patience for that. I'd jump over the counter and be pounding on them. They've threatened me at work too when I worked in the park, and I've ended up chasing them out of the park. And the last guy one guy I chased out of the park, this was a few years ago, he actually went and complained to the cops on me. And I was down at the beach one day and the cops pull in their vehicle and no, they were in their vehicle already. They're down on the beach checking something. And I was walking to the beach to check. So I was in my Parks truck and she comes up, she says, "Hey, Joe, I got to talk to you." And she says, one of the guys says, you threatened him and you scared him and you told him not to come into the park. You scared him out of the park. I says, yeah, I told him exactly what I told her exactly what I said to the guy. I told the guy to F off and never come into this park again, or I'm going to slam your head into the concrete wall. And she says, and then she said to me, she says, that guy was a troublemaker anyway. That's what she said. If we shared blood, I could catch some. If we oh God, that's scary, man. Ugh. I'd be scared because they probably do. Yeah. But yeah, no, we do have, there's a few sketchy people around, but on the most part, the guys here are harmless. They just sit around and they drink wobbly pops all day. And these are the type of guys you could probably just push over if they took a swing at you, right? When you're not wasted, you're not going to be a good fighter because you don't have good judgment. You know what I mean? I'm sure your vision's going to be a little blurred after about 6 or 7 beer and some hard stuff. I don't remember. Did I tell you about Cowichan School District? No. What about Cowichan School District? I mean, we go there a lot. Cowichan. Tell me about Cowichan. That's over in Duncan. Cowichan is actually a big area. Homeless people in my area are usually in gangs in the city. Wow. Yeah, we don't have any gangs here. There's no gangs here. None of that stuff. They're giving out safe cocaine. That is unbelievable, man, Jesse. That's the liberal government for you. And we watched a documentary on that, Wendy and I, about giving out free stuff to people so they can get high. Isn't that awful? So he bans firearms, certain firearms, but yet he makes all of these really bad, harmful DRUGSs legal. Yeah, and that's just terrible. And teaching them how to, that's unbelievable. I will, the poverty would stop. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be nice if there's no poverty, but you know what? There's more people into poverty, and there's probably more people doing bad things like Jesse's talking about, the coke and stuff like that, just to cope with what's going on. People have lost their jobs. If an adult helps some high school kids do cocaine. Yeah. Isn't that unbelievable? When the government runs schools, it's fine. I know. It's crazy. CB Punisher night. I just planted a few CB Punisher 1900. I just planted a few giant sequoia trees. No way. Tallest one planted. Wow. How tall is the tallest one you planted? Well, I grew some from seed about 30 years ago, and those are probably 40, 50 feet tall in people's gardens. They're Sequoia dendron giganteum. Ours are about 75 feet tall. We have Sequoia sempervirens. We have Sequoia dendron giganteum planted 30 years ago, and they're about 75 feet tall, something like that. Yeah, that's in 30 years, and they're growing in poor soil. My school actually gave kids smoke break. No way. We used to have actually that when I was in high school. There was actually a smoking hole, and they're in vape and clad. No way. What's going on with this school? I can't believe it. I'm glad my kids have graduated. My kids are all done school. My daughter and my youngest son are coming out for Father's Day, and I'm thinking I want to do a brisket. I did a brisket. When did I do a brisket? I did a brisket last week, and it's the first brisket I've ever done. I don't know if you guys like brisket. And I marinated it in beer for 20 hours. I slow cooked it at 285 for 5 hours with a rub on it. I put a rub on it, a really nice maple smoke rub, and wrapped it in tin foil and then baked it with potatoes and stuff around it. It's like, oh my God. So I really would like to do another brisket. If you move to Mexico, you will still grow your palms. Oh yeah. No, for sure. And the thing is, it's more like if we go to Mexico, it'd be more like maybe a winter place. But if things got really bad, we may end up moving down there. Just see how bad it gets in Canada first. I mean, I really don't like the way things are going with this government, and neither does Wendy. So, I mean, if it got really bad, yeah, then we end up selling everything and going down there. But for now, we're just going to go over to the Big Island, which is Vancouver Island, Cowichan Bay, which is beautiful. And we'll grow palms. We'll make a nice palmy yard. I will do live streams from our new garden, which will take time to establish. It's not going to look like this garden. This is 3 decades. This is 30 years, this garden. Think after spending extended time. Yeah, I know, especially in the winter. I find the people so much friendlier. Yeah, it's very nice over here too. Like people here in Salt Spring are very friendly. Even the rubbies, even the bums are not that bad. Like I say, I've had a few run-ins over the years with some bad ones, but there's always going to be some bad apples in the barrel. I'm going to say 90-something% of them are pretty good. The rubbies here, like the apps, when I talk to girls from Mexico, they are much more sweet. Interesting. Wow, I had no idea. Well, my oldest son married a how do I say it? So he went down to Mexico and he married, she's part Mexican. Nice girl, but they didn't work out. They were married for a few years and then they got divorced. She was a nice girl, but they were just totally opposite. Just totally opposite. Ryan's more into hiking and working out and this and that. And she was more into looking really glamorous. Beautiful girl, super beautiful girl, but very glamorous. And she'd always like to put lots of makeup on before she went out for a hike and this and that. Ryan is so not into that. So, and I knew they wouldn't last, but you know what? I hope she's happy. She lives in Victoria still. And apparently my youngest son bumped into her, but very nice girl. They actually lived here for a while in our suite. But Ryan, my oldest son, he's 32. He's with another girl now. They've been together for probably 6-7 years, maybe. A really good couple. They hit it off, right? They're very much alike, kind of like Wendy and I. We're very much alike. So I've never used a dating app before. You know that? I've never used a dating app. The only time I've been on the dating scene was really when I was before I got married the first time. So I've never really had a reason to date. And then my wife and I separated and then I went out with Wendy. So I guess it was kind of dating. I guess I kind of dated Wendy. I didn't date anybody else though. Dating apps are terrible for guys, are they really? Even a 2-10 women gets more matches than a 10. Really? Is that right, eh? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know there's a lot of dating apps out there. There's eHarmony. There's Plenty of Fish. There's a bunch of them out there, right? So I guess they work for some people. Hey, Wendy. She's not answering. I don't know if she's ever been on a dating app. But yeah, Wendy and I have been together 11 years now. Just over 11 years. So 2012. There are studies on it. Women only swipe once. 5%. Really? Swipe right. 55% of men swipe right. Yes, to 60% of women. That's funny. Typical man, eh? Well, I'm somewhat picky. I mean, maybe not so much about looks. I mean, you want somebody that's nice looking, but you want somebody that's genuine. You don't want a gold digger. Not that I have gold to dig, but you don't want to be married to a biatch. And you want somebody that's compatible, right? You want somebody that's into the same things as you. And that's what I like about Wendy. What's up with me for starters? I'm pretty high energy. Wendy's more like mellow. She's very, very mellow, right? Just a bunch of simps on dating apps. None. You're on the dating apps, right? I've never been on a dating app. Never been on a dating app in my life. Yeah. So, I mean, no need to. Wendy and I have been married for, God, we're going to be 7 years. And November 30th, we're 7 years at the end of this year. We got married. We got Maui'd. We didn't get married. We got Maui'd. Married on Maui. And my last one, I got married on Oahu. I got married on the island of Oahu. But I don't think I would go on. I don't need to. I mean, I know a lot of people here on Salt Spring Island, so it wouldn't be a problem, I don't think, to get a date on Salt Spring Island. Oh, OnlyFans, is that what it is? Okay, where they're going to be showing you some booty or stuff like that for some money, right? Yeah, yeah. I don't want a girl into that. Not only on, they probably make a ton of money, but Wendy's into gardening. I'm into gardening, and that's how we met, right? We started talking about gardening. She likes Hawaii. I like Hawaii. Wendy's pretty down to earth. She's not into materialistic things. One sad thing about BC, only 30% is Christian. Is it really? 65% of California. No way. 95% of Mexico is Christian. I think they're Catholics in Mexico, right? There's a lot of Roman Catholicism in Mexico. And interesting. I didn't know that. That's very interesting information. So 35% of the population is Christian in BC. I didn't know. Well, if Trudeau had his way, nobody would be, because he's weird, man, that dude. He is just, the dictator is really weird. He's into some weird stuff, that guy. I just don't trust him. I think he's a pedo. That's what we think. That's what a lot of people think, man. He's done some bad stuff. It's too bad it's not out on the mainstream media, but they don't want to tell you about that stuff. That's why he's censoring everything. Pretty soon, I may not even be on here. Maybe I'll be censored. So I am kind of watching what I'm saying. It's crazy when you cannot have freedom of speech anymore, man. It's absolutely. I don't want the government controlling my tongue. It's just really, it actually really annoys me what this government has done to Canada. Pedo. I talked to a woman who I think was a pedo. No way. Really? Yeah, women can be them too. Yeah, I think women can be them too. Older than me, 30. She's 35. Well, how old are you? If you're 19, you're okay. She said she wanted to do stuff in public. No way. And she was a teacher. She was actually a teacher. Oh my God. Messed up. Wow. And was she local? Was that a local person? Because I mean, you probably search local people. You want to get somebody that's very like-minded like you. You want to get somebody that's thinks the same as you. So my ex, very nice. Yeah, she is. Oh, so she's close to you. 35 is young to me because I'm 59. So she's 24 years younger than me. That same age as Wendy's daughter. Wendy's daughter's 36. Wendy's daughter's 36, going to be 37 in October. Wendy's son is 39. He just turned 39 in beginning of May. God, Wendy's son's going to be 40 next. Wendy's son, Mitch, is doing the West Coast Trail from, I guess they call it the West Coast Trail from Mexico to Canada. He's on a 5-month hike. Most young people in BC are very liberal, I think, prefer to find my future wife in Mexico. Well, yeah, you probably will. A nice Spanish girl that will make you some good Spanish cooking, right? You got to love Mexican food too. And most likely, if you find a gal in Mexico, you're going to get some good food. And I hope you like Mexican food. I sure like Mexican food. Tomatillos, or what is it? Tamales and enchiladas and burritos and tacos and you name it. I love it. It's one of my favorite foods too. I like Italian too, but I'm just saying that because I'm Italian. But I made a really good pasta the other night, and then the next day or the day after, Wendy and I put it into a casserole with cheese and zucchini, and then we baked it in the oven. We layered it and baked that pasta. It is so good when you take leftover pasta and you bake it. Neapolitan pizza. Is that kind of a pizza with everything on it? What's a Neapolitan pizza? I know of Neapolitan ice cream. Is a Neapolitan thing? Usually when we order a pizza, Wendy likes Hawaiian Supreme. That's Wendy's favorite. Hawaiian Supreme with it's got ham on it. They might even put some bacon on it too. Bacon always kicks it up a notch, right? Definitely does. Neapolitan. You know what? I've probably had it. We have Uptown Pizza here, and they actually make some pretty good pizza. It's the most authentic kind of Naples, Italy, cooked really hot. 9.50 for 90 seconds. I've had it then. Yeah. Some killer breakfast sandwiches. Oh, nice. Barefooted Gardener. I've never been much of a sandwich guy, but there's a place on Salt Spring called Buzzy's Luncheonette. And I think the guy moved here from New York. Buzzy's Luncheonette. The sandwiches there, he's got one called the Hungry Jew. So they do this brisket for 24 hours in their smoker, and this stuff melts in your mouth. The sandwiches are about this thick. They're about $15 or so, this thick. And he's got this potato. He's a Jewish guy. He puts this potato kind of fried potato patty in the sandwiches. Oh, so I bought one the other day. It was cut in half. Wendy had half. I had half. They are so good. Buzzy's Luncheonette. They're on Salt Spring. They're actually on Instagram. You can see they're on Facebook too, I think, but you can see what they make there. To make though, I have an Oni oven that makes authentic Neapolitan. No way, 950. It's a kind that often has charcoal spots on the crust. Okay, so there's an Italian guy in town that makes that authentic Italian pizza, and it's really good. But I don't know if it's that exact Neapolitan. Very challenging. You have to time perfectly because it's so hot, cook so fast. Yeah, because you don't want to burn it, right? It could burn, right? That's the thing. You don't want to burn it. But anyway, Del Vecchio's pasta in town, pasta fresca. He moved here from Italy, and he makes very good, all homemade pasta. My daughter worked there 5 years. All homemade pasta. Like even the noodles he makes. He's got machines to make the noodles, and he makes a good simple pizza, Southern Italy pizza. But get off me, bug. But really good. Not a lot of stuff on it, but it's pretty yummy. I don't know what I'm having for dinner here tonight, but anyway, what time is it? Speaking of dinner, I'm probably going to have to go soon because I'm going to have to get some stuff ready for dinner. And let's just see here. You have to time it perfectly because it's hot and cooks so fast. That sounds like a cool pizza oven. Anyway, I've been streaming for an hour and a half, and I appreciate all you guys coming in here. I'm glad you found the live stream, people that haven't tuned in before. Jesse's a regular. And Brady from New York, thanks for coming in. And we had Barefooted Gardener, we had Benito Tropics, and Lemming Hater in there, Abstract Tom from Illinois. I don't know who else is in there, but thank you. I'm looking at Del Vecchio Place. It's good. Very good. If you come to Salt Spring, go to Del Vecchio's. Maximilian Del Vecchio. Yeah, my daughter worked there 5 years, so often she'd bring home really good pasta. Oh, so good. All made with local stuff. Like I think they use organic flour, everything. It's really, really good pasta. And if you come to Salt Spring, check it out. It's right in Gasoline Alley, right behind the gas station. And then there's the sushi place. And then there's the noodle box. And then on the opposite side of that is Buzzy's Luncheonette. Buzzy's Luncheonette. I'll spell it out for you here so you can look it up. Spelled that just a minute. Buzzy's. Lunch. Did I spell that right? No, I spelled that wrong. Luncheonette. Did I spell that right? Luncheonette. Salt Spring Island. Look that up there on Instagram. You'll find it anyway. You can even Google it, and you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll see his sandwiches. They're like the best sandwiches I've ever had. Okay, where are we? Right there. Yeah, we have a noodle box. Yeah. Yeah, it's owned by, oh, yeah, no, we have, yeah. Is it called Noodle Box? Maybe it's not called Noodle Box. I call it Noodle Box, but maybe it isn't. Look it up in Ganges, Noodle Box. I think it's Noodle Box. It's privately owned. What's the best Mexican place on Salt Spring? There's one of them right in town. It's actually a food wagon, and it's supposed to be really good tacos and everything there, but I forget the name of it. Oh, the Walk Bar. That's it. Yeah. I call it the Noodle Box. It's the Walk Bar. Sorry. And yeah, it's right by Ganges Marina. We have the food cart, and he's there year round. It's a Mexican place. You just have to type in Mexican food on Salt Spring Island, and it'll come up. I don't know the name of it, but there's a Mexican flag flying in front of it or on top of it. Noodle Box. Yeah. We don't have Noodle Box. The Walk Bar. Walk Bar is good. I think it's from the Big Island. Oh, from the Big Island. Cool. Like Vancouver Island. Very cool. Yeah, no, we don't have any fast food stuff here. There's no fast food chains. But we go over to Vancouver Island. We get our treat. We go to A&W, and we have our fast food. A&W. Gotta love an A&W burger. Started with two young guys back by Station. They came back in Islands. Wow. Now they've made millions. Smart. Yeah, I find the noodle boxes are getting smaller and the price is increasing, right? So they really pack it into a tiny little box. It's like a couple of years ago, I was getting it before the scamdemic, and there was a lot more there. And now after the scamdemic, they're like this tiny little box for like $14 or whatever. But it's good. It's really good. There's rice, there's noodles, there's curry. You can do shrimp, you can do peanut sauce. All that stuff, right? It's good stuff. I mean, it's worth trying. Yes, the portions everywhere are shrinking. Groceries are expensive too. Groceries are very expensive. That's why I'm thankful I have this job working at Country Grocer, because I do get the grocery discount. Thank God. Thank God. Anyway, I'm going to roll. Hey, Wendy, I should start helping with dinner. I got to start helping with dinner, Wendy. So anyway, guys, Paco's Tacos. Is that what it's called? I see two places. Paco's Tacos and Don Amar's. I don't know where Don Amar's tortilla. I don't know where that is. So is it called Paco's Tacos, the one in Ganges? That must be at the food cart then. Oh, you know where there might be another one? We have a whole section with food carts. That's where there might be another one, right? Because we have a poutine place in there. There's an East Indian place, I think, in there. I'm pretty sure there is. I've eaten there before. So, okay, on Salt Spring. Cool. It might be at the food court. Yeah, it's a food cart. Yeah, okay, there we go. Paco's Tacos. So there might be two Mexican places then, because I keep forgetting about where all the food carts are. There's one all by itself. Yeah, I always see it's busy. There's always people there lined up to get tacos. So that's cool. There's lots of places to eat on Salt Spring Island. Good fish and chips. You got to go to Seaside Kitchen. That's in Vesuvius. That's that way. It's about a 10-minute drive from here. Then there's a new restaurant opening up just down the road from us here. It's supposed to be really good. It used to be Twig and Buoy. New owners bought it a year or two ago, so it's going to be opening soon. It's going to be pizza and seafood. Is that all they have is tacos? Tacos actually my least. I'm not too sure. I've never eaten there. Quesadillas are nice too, and burritos. Yeah, I've never eaten there yet, but I drive by and I see a lot of people lined up. But yeah, it'd be nice. I like burritos too. I love burritos. Then there used to be El Loco Taco, but he sold the place. Now it's called Cassette Cafe and Dive Bar. Cassette Dive Bar. That's what it is. They actually have pretty good burgers, pretty limited menu, but good food. There's Hastings House. There's Woodley's. Woodley's. Is it Woodley's or Woody's? Woodley's Restaurant. And then there is House Piccolo. There is Antipesto. There is Oyster Catcher. There is Treehouse. We have a lot of restaurants here. There's it's local, yeah. They try to do a lot of local stuff. Super smoky or New York. What's up, Joe? GT. No smoke here. It is sunny and warm, about 80, probably about 86. Like the meat and other ingredients. Yeah, I think a lot of people try to use local ingredients, like especially lamb. We're pretty known for raising lamb here. There's beef farms here too, but it's mostly lamb we're known for on Salt Spring Island. But no smoke here. It's very clear sky and very warm with about 34% humidity. So nice day. I'm in the shade of a patio umbrella. That's what I'm under, the shade of a patio umbrella, and it's really, really nice. And then we have this Tuesday market here too, Jesse, where they farmers sell all their stuff. And the first Tuesday market will be opening. They close for several months, so it'll be starting this next Tuesday. Market starts, and you can go buy all fresh produce there, all locally grown on Salt Spring Island. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I heard there's a lot of smoke back east in places. Not good at all. I don't like smoke. We've had some summers, where we've had a bit of smoke, but this year we've had no smoke here. I guess the jet stream's pulling it away. You haven't been to Salt Spring since you were 9. Well, which wasn't that long because you're not that old. No smoke. Oh, so there's no smoke there. Yeah, no smoke here. It's just a warm day. The air is very fresh. There's a light ocean breeze. Looks like a westerly breeze, I think. Southwesterly breeze. But it feels nice, almost like a trade wind. So it's, even though it's 85 degrees or so, you got a little bit of a light cooling breeze. So it's nice. That always feels good. And like I say, humidity is 34%. So low humidity, 85 degrees. I'm not working in it is absolutely awesome. That all equals awesome. When you got to work in it, it totally sucks. Like this morning, and tomorrow I have to work in it. And I pray I don't have to work outside. I hope he finds me an inside job in the air-conditioned store, because it's going to be hot out tomorrow. And if it's that hot, are your glasses reading? Yeah, these are just reading glasses. So if I take it off now, it's pretty blurry. It's pretty blurry. The farther I get back, the clearer it is. The closer I get up, I'm going to need them. Yeah, these are prescription glasses. Yeah. No, I can't go for a LASIK eye surgery. I've already had 2 lens replacements. I had cataracts in both eyes. So my last one was this one in October. And then 2 years ago, or 2.5 years ago, I had this one done. So I have actually fake lenses in my eyes. Fake lenses. They actually do the operation. They pull out your old lens and put in a new lens. So I have 2 lenses, so I can't go for laser surgery. I did the laser surgery when this lens had it started getting blurry, or this one, it started getting blurry. So he said there was like a fog forming behind the lens, and they zapped it out last August with actually work, but I can't improve my eyesight any better. But if they start to fog up, then they can hit it with the laser. But that's as good as my eyes are going to get now. I work on it's pretty expensive. Yeah, they are expensive. And these are paid for. I didn't have to pay anything for this. Didn't pay anything for this surgery. It's all covered under medical because I needed it, right? The glasses, though, I have to pay for. have to pay for these ones though because I worked at Parks and Rec and I had medical and dental. So where I work now, I don't work enough to get my benefits. So if I work 8 hours a day, 3 days a week, I will get benefits. But I only work 6 hours a day, 3 days a week, so no benefits. These helicopters keep flying over. I cannot figure it out. What is going on here? Like they fly over every day. It's like this flight path for helicopters. If you can see that. See up there? It's really bizarre. Always a lot of helicopters flying here. Yeah, I don't have any extended anything. Dental is expensive. Yeah, and I used to go to the dentist every 6 months, and I haven't been since I lost my Parks and Rec job due to the mandates. People fly to Mexico. Yeah, dentist is cheap in Mexico. Everything's cheap. Yeah, exactly. It is cheaper to fly and stay there. I knew a guy that went down there to get somewhere. I knew some girls who went down there to get work. They wanted to get boob jobs. So they went to Mexico to get their boob jobs because their boob jobs were cheaper in Mexico, right? Cheaper than Canada. Up here is like 12,000 and down there is like 4,000 or something like that. You know, don't mind me, one boob was bigger than the other, but still they got it cheaper. I'm just kidding. It looked pretty good to me. It all looked good to me. They got back and I says, well, how did it go? I remember going like this. You know, it's like, oh, they look pretty good. They look pretty good. They did a good job down there. Right. But yes, a lot of people go to Mexico to get stuff done. I just ran down that tree. I think a squirrel. Man, those squirrels are fast. I think a squirrel just ran down the tree. Funny little squirrel. Anyway, I think I'm going to have to roll soon. I've been going a long time here. And I haven't done a live stream on here for a while. There's been no skip coming in, so I've been talking on my radios. It's been dead on the band due to the sun's solar flares. Doesn't want dinner yet. Well, I got to figure out when I'm going to cook dinner via Bonito Tropics. I have to figure out what we're doing for dinner. Hey, Wendy. She's watching something. I think she's watching High Wire or Jordan Peterson. She likes to watch Jordan Peterson. And we were watching some show the other day. It was a reality show, The Fastest Car, where, like, say I have a car and you guys have cars. There's a bunch of people compete against each other in their race to the finals. But they build their own cars, although there's always one supercar in there that doesn't have to be built by yourself, right? You buy like a Lamborghini or a Ferrari or a Bugatti or a McLaren. And those guys most of those ones seem to win the race, but there's been some very fast muscle cars that guys have built up. It's pretty fun to watch. And some of the ones you least expect, it's like, wow, unreal, but it's the horsepower under the hood, right? This guy had a electric Datsun the other day. It was just insane. Lost control and smashed into another car, which really sucks. Anyway, I'm going to roll soon. I have to start cooking something. And the caterpillar on my foot. Look at this thing. They're like everywhere. These things are so annoying. I hate them. Have you ever rode a Tesla? No, but I've sat in one, and the taxi driver here has a Tesla. All right, take care, buddy. Have a good one down there. Enjoy the heat and watch those bananas grow. Watch those bananas grow. Okay, yeah, I'm going to roll. I have to get some stuff going here and help Wendy out. So have a good night, everybody. Enjoy the sun. You know, I should maybe do another live stream. I could do another live stream on Friday. It's not too busy. If I get everything done here, I'll tell you something super cool. Wendy bought me a metal detector last week. So I've been going to the beach, mostly finding a lot of junk. I found a 1963 nickel, big deal. I found a penny in the back of our property, which was pretty old. But the metal detector is good. I just don't want to do it when it's really hot out, when there's a bunch of people sitting on the beach. So one morning I'm going to take it down to the beach and see what I can find in one of the busier beaches. Wendy and I were at the beach 2 days ago, and we just found a bunch of junk, right? But I'm going to go to one of the busier beaches and see if I can find anything in the sand. I watch YouTube videos of people finding some pretty cool stuff with metal detectors. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, just another hobby of mine. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining in, and I will see you all next live stream here from the North Pacific. All of my friends out there in YouTube land. It is YouTube land, isn't it? All right, man, it's hot. Whew. I could eat another drink of water. Lots of water. Water does quench your thirst. You got to hydrate, right? Do you want to get heat stroke? I think Wendy actually had heat stroke, and yesterday she's feeling pretty sick. Not from something she ate, it was actually heat stroke. So anyway, guys, take care. Thanks again for joining in. I will see you all next live stream. Cheers and water. I was going to say cheers and beers.